largemouth? That's too hard. There we go. Dudley himself. Okay, all right. All right, 2 more casts each, and then we are going out. All right? All right. 2 more casts right after that. Hey, what's up, guys? Nick the Informative Fisherman here, and today I'm doing something different. I got the new sponsor boat. It's a Crestliner, the VT. It's their bass boat. I'm going to be running this year on behalf of Boat Country. The bass boat and another one later on in the season, but these are really cool aluminum deals here. Today I'm going to be fishing out of a new boat. I don't have any of my electronics, none of my toys on here yet, so I'm fishing blind too. We're going to be going out to Lake Tolick. I've never fished that lake. I don't have the electronics. I'm meeting up with my buddy Matt Frazier here in a few minutes, so it's going to be all about fishing new lake, new boat, and I'm going to break down the tactics along the way to hopefully give you guys a better understanding of how I would approach a lake in the beginning and how I would approach fishing off a new boat and what I'm going to focus on along the way. So let's get going. All right, guys, so we got to the lake. We just dropped in. So I got my buddy Matt Frazier with us today. Matt's another big dude like me, so I mean, we could have called it Big Dudes and a Small Boat Special, but instead it's a new boat, new lake breakdown. That's what we're going to be going over and trying to catch some fish. I've never fished it. You fished it a few times in the past, right?
A few times, spring and summer, but not this time of year.
So we got the little onboard graph here. I got nothing up front, so this is just about winging everything. I mean, most of the tactics we're going to do today, you could probably do from the bank instead of getting way out on a point. So let's get my dad behind the camera there to hop on and let's go try to catch some fish.
This is where you run into smallmouth. These run out points.
All right, so we started off down by the dam end. Would that be like southwest end of the lake, Matt? Right?
Yeah.
Give or take that general area. So we just came out from the ramp. We're not quite into the main lake yet. There's like a little bit of an arm back in here. Matt was telling me that in the past here he was getting smallmouth and largemouth combinations, and more of the main lake is more smallmouth and more of the arms is more largemouth, right?
Yep.
So the first thing what we're going to do, there's a little like creek that leads back into here. If you look over here, you're going to see kind of like it's not too much of a defined point out here, but the creek leads in. We have a main point right here. We have a little secondary point. We got gravel here, a little inside cove there. No gravel over there, not as defined of a point. The contour is a little bit different. So what Matt and I are going to do, we're going to pull up, fish this, this, and this. These are 3 different things. If we can get a bite on one of them, that could give us our first clue of that day. So you got to pay attention, look at different things, make sure you realize what you're fishing. If you're not getting bit on one particular thing and you keep spinning your wheels on that, it could be as simple as a more defined point, a sharper taper, a slower taper. As long as you pay attention to that, way more over than I'm going to try this bait, this bait, this bait, this bait. A lot of the time it's about finding the fish, finding the concentration of the fish in the winter, much more than it is actually selecting the perfect bait. So let's get it started, man.
So we're fishing Tolick here in January. It's pretty much the dead of winter. Though it looks sunny, it's very cold. The water's extremely cold. So we chose to fish the west side of the lake first. That's the area that's going to get a lot more sun on it. The water's going to be consistently a little bit warmer. One thing I like to do in the dead of winter time is early in the morning I'll start out finesse fishing or throwing a big swim bait. Either it's that one committer to a big bait or trying to target numbers of fish by finesse fishing. Later on in the afternoon, as the lake warms up a few degrees, I'll go into more reaction baits like an Alabama rig or a jerk bait or a lipless crankbait. I'll try that as the water warms midday, but I start off finesse fishing, which is kind of the opposite of what I would do in the summer. For Tolick, I couldn't find any topographical maps. My Navionics doesn't have Tolick on there, so what I did is I reverted to using Google Earth. I get straight overhead over the top of the lake, and I'm looking for key things as in main lake points. The main lake points oftentimes in the summertime and in the wintertime are going to hold the majority of your fish, or secondary points just in from there. The secondaries just in from that main lake point. One of the key things that you want to look at is the taper. A slower tapering point on Google Earth, a lot of the times you're going to see that cloudiness in the water, and that's actually that satellite view. Looking down on there, you're looking at the bottom. So if you see that haziness around that point, it's dropping off slower. Basically, you can walk right out on it, and that water line will progressively go up to your stomach, to your chest. You're not going to fall off a cliff into the water. So you want to separate your main lake points versus, your slower main lake points and your faster tapering main lake points. And the faster ones are the ones that are going to drop off real fast. They're harder rock. They taper real fast. They drop off real quick. And if you look on the map, you're going to see that it's darker colored water all the way up to that point. That's going to tell you that it drops off very fast. That's more of a vertical point, a faster tapering point than your slower. And the reason why you want to pay attention to this is a lot of the time you're going to get bit on a slower taper or you're going to get bit on a faster taper. And if you know and you have these marked on a GPS on your phone, or you have a good idea of where they're at, as soon as you get bit on one, you can focus on targeting those instead of the slower tapering ones. Or if you get bit on a slower tapering one, you can target all the rest of the slower tapering ones and ignore the faster taper. Bass fishing is about making the right decisions. Another thing I did is I marked all the flats on the lake. And a lot of the time in the wintertime, you will have some fish on those bluebird sky days that are going to move up to the edges of those flats, right where it's a drop off, and the edge of that flat to feed. So you want to have your flats marked, your fast tapering points, your slow tapering points, your main lake points, your secondary points, your creek arms. You want to check those out. And another thing you really want to look for is submerged islands. In the wintertime, submerged islands can be really, really good. Those ones that are just off the bank, where it comes up and drops down and comes right back up. A lot of the fish are going to sit on that saddle, which is exactly what we do later on in this film. So you can definitely check that out. Hopefully that gives you a better idea of what you should look for. Jump around, look for docks near these areas, and that's going to give you some really good clues.
That's hooked up on the first one. Lost a couple of little dinks. Got a little
largie.
Little largemouth. Look at that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not too bad. On the tube, huh?
Got him on the tube.
Fishing light line, spinning rod.
Super light line.
Wintertime like this, you know, I was expecting when we got out here this water to be in the upper 40s, but with the recent rains we had, surprisingly enough, this lake stayed clear, but the water temperature was 51 when we started off, so I'm gonna imagine that was about an hour and a half ago, so we're probably looking at 52, 53. Yeah. But you know, I was moving a little faster, throwing a jerk bait, not getting the reaction, so Matt and I chose to start finessing. I'm throwing a drop shot now. He's throwing a tube right here. What are you throwing on, 8 pound?
8 pound.
I'm also throwing an 8 pound fluorocarbon. And we're working it down this steeper rock bank right here. We're out in the main lake now. Where we started off was more of one of the arms. We're now on the main lake now. Matt was saying there's a lot more smallmouth out here, but we haven't stumbled into those guys yet. We're saving a few spots that we heard about to try a little bit later, and then maybe try to get a big bite going there. But now we're just trying to put in a few fish, get the morale going, get our numbers up. But we'll see what happens. Drop shot and tube now, so let's go get some more, man.
There we go.
Hang with us, guys. We'll be right back. Hey guys, did you know that Yours Truly is now hosting Lucky Tackle Box's monthly panfish instructionals? And aside from relentless fish catching, I'll be breaking down the rigging and the gear you need to get going along the way. And of course, a few extra tips to help you score more fish on the goodies included in your box. So remember, the tug is our drug, so go visit LuckyTackleBox.com and get signed up today. Are you into diving, surfing, or fishing? And have you checked out the Salt Life YouTube channel yet? From awesome surfing insight to scuba diving locations and in and offshore fishing, bundled up with all sorts of crazy cool footage, the Salt Life has you ocean lovers covered. So go check out their YouTube channel and tell them If sent you. Ever tried pulling a planer board next to your boat when trolling or fishing from a swift current bank? If not, you're missing out on one of the most phenomenal fish catching machines on the market today. With Yellowbird planer boards pulling your lines perpendicular to your boat, you can't help but catch more fish. Find out more by visiting www.yellowbirdproducts.com. Did you know that P-Line makes specialized lines for all your fishing needs? From the super strong abrasive resistant CXX or the low stretch super stealthy CX Premium, or maybe you're looking for invisibility or super bite detection with P-Line's 100% fluorocarbon. No matter what your needs, P-Line's got it covered. To find out more, visit P-Line.com.
Damn, baby.
Did you ever wish for an RC boat when you were a kid? And do you have a passion for fishing? Well, guess what? It's time to do them both at the same time. With RCFishingWorld.com's RC Fishing Pole, it's time to be a kid again. So visit www.rcfishingworld.com today.
Oh, you heard they got weapons of big fish destruction? Well, you heard right. BWA Fishing Performance is the newest company hitting the U.S. market by storm. With some of the sickest swim baits around and non-cookie cutter style lures that you could ever get your hands on. It's time to show these fish something new. Visit BWA.com. Attention Northern California anglers, have you been to Boat Country in Escalon with one of the largest selections of welded aluminum fishing boats from North River, Hughescraft, and now Crestliner? Chances are they have the right boat for you. And did I mention they have a full service center to take care of all your repair or boating maintenance needs? If you're a boat owner or just looking to become one, you owe it to yourself to check these guys out. Visit BoatCountryUSA.com or stop on by. We'll see you there.
There we go.
Oh, yeah. Another largemouth. Yeah. Liking that. He wants to go up. Look at that sun. Jump right at it. Oh yeah. Another Orville tournament caliber fish.
Oh, I'll take a couple of those tomorrow.
I'll take a couple of them. All right.
Tube jig it is.
Ain't that big. Got him though. Not bad either.
Not bad at all.
I'll take him. Drop shot bass. It's our number 3.
Number 3.
I mean, we're working on a limit. It hasn't been easy.
Yeah.
Now what we've done right here, not bad, probably 13 inches. What we've done right here is we've came up off another point. This is on the main lake area now. And what Matt and I are looking for was humps, basically just a submerged island that comes up, you know, and it's its own island. So right here, we're up on a hump, and then it drops back down to about 25, 26 feet over here. And what we're on right here is about 6 to 8 feet. What that does is it gives like a little horse saddle, and we refer to them as saddles, but a lot of the time in the wintertime when these fish school up, they'll often associate to saddles or to humps. So if you can find those can be really good key areas. So Matt was working an A-rig through there, just broke it off unfortunately. There's some real sharp rocks out here. So now he's, what, you dragging a jig through there?
Dragging a jig right
Dragging
now.
a jig through there. It's a good thing to have. When bigger fish are associated to the bottom. Big fish eat jigs. I'm going for the overall bites now, bringing the drop shot back through there. Higher percentage rig doesn't necessarily get the giant ones, but it can.
All right.
So you better go get them.
Yeah, we gotta go get them.
All right, let me know how you do, guys.
We'll check in later.
Sounds good. Got a good one. There we go. Matt and I were joking about looking for run-in, and there's literally trickles of run-in. I pitch up there, I'm hooked into a good one right now. The thing literally, as I went to adjust the trolling motor, ran under the boat and out behind us to get off of this little flat where that run-in is. It's a good one too, man. It's a good one.
Yeah, that's we're no more than 10 foot off the running thing.
Please. You got a net?
No, we don't.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm in my boat.
I guess that's me.
Yeah. I'm going for the net right now. Last name Frazier. It's a new Frazier net. That's a heavy fish. That's a heavy one. We'll see. A couple pounds, hopefully. I think it's bigger than anything we've got so far today.
I don't think that's too hard to do.
There you go. There we go.
Yes.
That's more like it.
That's what we've been looking for.
Yeah, there's a stud.
Look at
Well, we caught Stud Lee himself. There we go. Nice chunky one right there. Drop shot right in the corner of the jaw right there. Little 6-inch brown robo worm. God, finally got a healthy one,
Pretty
man.
much called that one.
Yeah, we called it. We're joking. You know, a lot of the time in the winter time, if it's been raining and you find some fresh running, you can pull up fish there, and there's usually 1 or 2 fish. But literally, we're looking at 2 feet of water. And in the wintertime, you usually don't catch them like this in 2 feet of water and running. And literally the thing's 12 feet wide, but that's a nice fish. Let's get her back.
Yeah, super clear water. You can see all around the boat, and that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, baby.
This will cold.
Get
This
her,
will
Matt.
cold. This will cold.
Get him, Matt. But you guys are wondering, right down. Oh, yeah. That'll get rid of one of those 1.5 pounders. We'll replace it with a 2.5, 2 3/4,
Yeah, right.
9.5 pounder.
Definitely. I don't know, 9 1/4.
9 1/4, give or
Yeah.
take. I mean, maybe a hair under 9. Let's just be modest.
Perfect. They're starting to eat.
Beautiful fish, though.
On a side note, this Crestliner VT17 fish absolutely fantastic today. From the 92-inch beam, I mean, this thing is very stable. We had 3 really big dudes in here fishing. I didn't notice any issue whatsoever. Storage space is awesome. Good trolling motor. With that 60 horse Merc on there, we were doing 30 miles per hour on pad just fine, and we had no problem getting up. So for the money, I think this thing retails for around 16 to 17. Definitely a good buy for your first bass boat. If you want to check it out, run down to Boat Country in Escalon, California. They should have this boat on hand to check out, and if not, you'll see me around this year cruising.
There we go. Yeah. Woo-hoo-hoo. Don't shake on me. Official limit on the drop shot?
That is the
Did you get hit or something over there? You look like,
I was making sure I was stuff wasn't in the way here.
Get out. I mean, not huge, but official 5. Oh, she's good, she's good, she's good. So ugly.
So ugly.
So ugly. But you know what? Fast 5. Get going, take care. Thanks for jumping out of my hand on film. Normally you don't want to drop your bass like that, and if you do start to lose them, take a weird crouch like I did and then let them fumble out of your hand. Yeah, it works a lot. But that's our 5 fish today. We're gonna stick it out and try to catch maybe 1 or 2 more. We're running out of light. Matt, man, greatly appreciate you coming out here with us. Really cool.
Yeah, super fun.
Yeah, fishing out of a smaller aluminum boat, but I mean, we're 2 huge dudes. I'm 6'6", you're like 6'2", and we're fishing out of this thing absolutely fine. Really cool, got us around, not super fast, but I mean, we're picking this lake apart today. Been a tough bite, but finesse was the deal today. We're kind of post-frontal, but in the winter time, usually a bluebird sky day is the best thing to choose, and today's scenario didn't work out too well, but we're still catching fish and we're out here not working, so it's a
it's a great day.
Absolute great time. I appreciate you guys watching. InformativeFisherman.com. Hit me up on Instagram, Facebook. That was weird.
Yeah.
Facebook. What's your Facebook?
Frazier Luck Fishing.
Frazier Luck Fishing?
Frazier Luck Fishing.
I'll make sure I put them in the description and tag them on all my stuff, guys. Thanks for watching. There's on that. Oh, broke him off. Go, I got the hook though. Look at that, that's pretty good.
That is crazy.
Got the bottom of my drop shot set up. Testament to P-Line, thank you. P-Line always hangs onto the hooks and knows when to let go of your drop shot weight or your dropper tag it.
Absolutely, and it doesn't lose 3.5, 4 pounders.
Hangs on.
Yeah.
Almost every time.
Almost every time.